Peace to all the souls, Ashe to all the gods and goddesses, known and unknown. This is the Hood Mystic, and this is the Hood Mystic Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about sacrifice and how to get linked up to the spiritual world.
www.hoodmystic.com. Leave your ego at the door.
Sacrifice. In voodoo, sacrifices connected the spirits to the individual, or the loa to the voodooist. Sacrifices are based on your relationship with your source. You may feel like you need to cut up a chicken. I do not. But if you do feel like you need to cut up a chicken, are you sure that it's coming from your soul, or is it just something that you've seen other people doing? Understanding sacrifice is understanding your relationship with Source. Your relationship with Source is based on a give and take. What are you giving to Source? Because so many of us expect and expect. We expect a new house. We expect a new car. We expect insight. We expect miracles. We expect spiritual guidance. But what are we giving? This is just something to think about as we move forward. It's not important as to what is given or how it is given. We simply give what we can. Even small efforts are greatly rewarded. So the most important thing when factoring sacrifice is sincerity. A seed can be a tree, but nothing is just nothing. So, when considering sacrifice, we need to factor in the meaning of the word, the etymology of the word. Sacrifice is from the Latin word sacere, which means sacred, and facere, which means to make. Sacrifice means to make sacred. So, what are you trying to make sacred? Let me answer that for you. Let's begin with you. You are the temple. When something is sacrificed, it is now ascended to the spiritual realm. What does that mean? In order for us to provide context and really understand sacrifice, we need to take a step back to the ancient mind. In antiquity, when an animal was sacrificed, he was deified. He was raised up. He wasn't just slaughtered. Now if you fast forward from antiquity to now, in this day and age, anything sacrificed is just simply felt as loss. But that is only half of the picture. When something is truly sacrificed, it is supposed to leave this world and descend to the spiritual realm. You don't have to reach the spiritual realm when you die, though. The spiritual realm is always around us. The problem you have with sacrifice is that you do not believe in the spiritual realm. You do not really believe in the Loa. You go to a psychic, a root worker, but he's a liar. Because you're not really too sure on what he's actually doing. You doubt his work. And even though there are liars in this field, the point of it all is that you do not need any of it. You simply need to see the spiritual realm for yourself. For if you don't sacrifice on any level, it all seems just like a brutal act. It all just seems like loss. But if you knew that a spirit world exists right now, you would see it for what it is, a truly beautiful thing. Nothing simply is slaughtered and dies. So, the concept of the mundane world is everything that we see. But the mundane world has a counterpart. What is that counterpart? Everything you can't see. What is everything that you can't? It's what we call spirit. And spirit is extremely vast compared to the mundane world. And so, to access spirit is the gift, is truly a gift. So when we refer back to sacrificing animals to spirits, I would want you to remember that death begets death and life begets life. My suggestion would be to give life and make that sacred, not death and loss. To me, that is not sacred. To me, that is ignorance of the spirit. Spirits want what you think they want. I cannot tell you what your personal Loa want. No one can 100% honestly tell you what you want. Some of us have good relationships with our own personal Loa, and we can assist others in their journey, but we can never give you all of your answers. It's important that you realize that the spirit world does exist, and it is important for you to create a link between that two, and that link comes from sacrifice. It does not come from watching YouTube videos exclusively or posting the best memes, even though these things make us feel wonderful and they make us feel great. It's important to create that link between you and spirit, and that requires effort, that requires sacrifice. And in your spiritual work, if you're doing things that you don't like, if you're doing things that you don't understand, and you're getting confusing results, if you're doing things that you don't understand, expect that to be your result. If you are doing things that disgust you, expect that to be your result. If you are doing things that you don't feel comfortable about talking with other people, then expect that to be your result. Ultimately, if you're doing nothing, expect that to be your result. It is just like you going to work and after so long getting a paycheck. You never go, I really want to work here and get a paycheck. It would be so nice to work here and get a paycheck. I'm going to do mantras about getting a paycheck. And then expecting a paycheck. It never works like that. In order to get a paycheck, you have to give something to get something, whether it's time, effort, or a combination of both, energy, whatever. So, if what you are giving disgusts you or confuses you, then you will get that back. A good thing to sacrifice is money, because money has value to us. When we spend it, does it just simply die? Or do we sacrifice it to the spiritual world? This may seem a little weird to us because you do not understand the spiritual world. You only see the mundane, so when you spend your money, it just dies, you lose it. But ultimately, you can begin to invest your money and watch it grow, You could take parts of your money and give it to homeless. You can buy spiritual artifacts that align with your spirit and make it represent something. Understand that money is not lost if you sacrifice it, if you get behind it, and you understand that you are trying to create a bridge between you and the spirit world. This bridge comes through effort. Understanding that everything comes with the sacrifice. Every tree had to be a seed. That tree just didn't want to become a seed because it had a strong desire and a strong will, and it got mad when everybody didn't call him a tree. No, it had to have that effort of that seed, okay? And that's why it's best to set the tone of what you want to sacrifice. What you desire, give something which is equivalent to spirit. It could be a painting, drawing, song. It could be in all forms. If you want to manifest a certain type of money, create an equivalent to offer to spirit to bring that into your life. When you understand the concept of giving in the context of sacrifice, you are establishing a link to the spiritual. And when you're in the mode of sacrifice, you're in the mode of giving. You can't give and want at the same time. So really, it is freeing yourself from desires when you actually in the mode of giving. And then the more you give, the more you receive. So if you want more, you give more to spirit. But if you want more than you actually give, then you really don't understand sacrifice. You're really hoping that something amazing happens without little effort. See, you're only focused on what you want, and the giving part is not important. And I'm just gonna close this with what I've been saying throughout this presentation. A seed can be the tallest oak tree in the forest, but nothing leads to nothing. A minute baby seed can be the tallest oak tree in the forest, but nothing will only lead to nothing. So really create that bridge, really learn to sacrifice to gain more than what's on the mundane. To really tap into that spirit world, you have to give to access that. So I hope this video helped you. I hope they gave you some context. The source of the information for which I brought to you was brought to you by the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot by Louis Martini and Sally Ann Glassman. I am the Hood Mystic. This is the Hood Mystic Podcast. If you are interested in readings or interested in any of my content, please visit me at www.hoodmystic.com. If you want to talk to me, you can email me at hoodmystic@gmail.com. And thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day. Peace.
www.hoodmystic.com. Leave your ego at the door.